I am so out of practice, it's not even funny. So we're just gonna bumble along. Hi, my name's Courtney, and I make mermaid tails for a living. All kinds. I've got a shop, I take custom commissions. It's a whole thing, and I've been doing it for a very long time. You might recognize my face if you're in the mermaid community at all. I used to have a different channel, Courtney Mermaid. We're not Courtney Mermaid anymore. I'm just Courtney, and I make mermaid tails. So I have two custom client orders here. I was holding this up just as a prop. This is my tail. We can put this away nicely. Always put your tails away nicely. But I've got two custom orders here, one that needs to get cut out and one that needs to get sewn. And I thought, because I haven't really done a vlog style video on this channel yet, and I thought maybe I would try it out and see if it's something that I want to do on this channel. I'm not really sure. We're just experimenting because the goal here isn't to make me the focus of the whole universe, it's to make the tails the focus of the whole universe. But I know I do get a lot of questions about what it is and how I do it, why I do it, where I do it, what's involved in the whole nine, that I thought maybe once in a while we could do a little something like this. And plus, I'm just dying to show you. I think I already shared the unboxing slash the like look over video of this tail, but I gotta show it to you again because like, I can't cope. Like I love it so much. I wish this was mine. I wish this was mine. Can I just keep this, please? Please? I am so proud of my work on this thing. I just want to keep it. The fluke turned out really, really good, and I'm so proud of myself. And you know what? That may sound like I'm full of myself, but you're allowed to be proud of your work. Did you know that? Did you know that? I don't know if you know that. Maybe you know that. Maybe the person sitting next to you watching doesn't know that. I don't know. Anyways, let's get down to it. I'm going to start with an easy task because something that you may not know is I'm disabled, so I'm autistic, and I also deal with a variety of different pain issues, and I have a lot of pain management things that I have to do, so I actually have a very limited amount of time that I can be standing and hunched over or working at my desk. So I break things into chunks for myself in an effort to continue to move my business forward because on bad pain days, and I have been in the midst of a bit of a flare, it is very hard for me to make any progress. And that can be very frustrating to people. I'm very fortunate that my custom clients are just absolutely out of this world amazing and patient because it does look to the outside observer like I'm not doing anything, which is really frustrating and has been a thing that I have had to fight my whole life. It's not laziness. I'm actually struggling, is what it is. So if you're interested in more of that kind of conversation, because I'll touch on it here and there because I think it's important to know. But if you're interested in more of the like mental health, autism, my life, a lot of rants, a lot of this face talking at you, you're definitely going to want to swim on over to my Courtney Literally channel, which I'll have it linked somewhere for you guys to check out if you're curious and you want more of that kind of a vibe, because short of me saying it now, I will just bring it up periodically. Okay, let's just enough of this. Let's move the camera. Let's get you guys set up, right up my nose. And let's see what we have going on the table. Okay, so first things first, we're just gonna slide you. This is the other custom order that we're gonna work on today. I'm very excited for that one too. I wonder if there's a slightly better angle. I don't know how much of all this you can see without my arms just constantly getting in the way. How's that? Is that better? Does that work? Thumbs up? Okay, so here we go. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing, they say, as they freaking make a huge mess of a big pile of fabric. So the first thing that I like to do with this is I will cut out all of the pieces because I also need to just be 100% sure that I actually have everything. I know that sounds ridiculous, and of course I do check before I send stuff off, but every so often my brain likes to fill in gaps that don't exist, which is good. I've had a couple of people who were like, oh, there's so much wasted fabric. And the thing that you also have to remember is that I make these to order. there's not just mountains of mermaid tails and stock and wasted fabric just piling up in my office. I don't actually keep stock of any of my mermaid tails. I don't print anything unless it's actually been ordered. And oftentimes I will try to print things more than just, and on this order you can see is quite full because it had quite a lot of fins. So you do see me just chuck it on the floor, but it's not like it lives on the floor, right? Like I go through everything, see what pieces I can keep, what's worth salvaging, what gets tossed, what gets recycled, and all of that good stuff. I have a system, actually. I talked about it in a different video on my other channel, Courtney Literally, and breaking things down into tasks that are more like must move forward as opposed to must get done. I also deal with a lot of PDA, which is lovely. I'd like to thank the universe for that. And it can make getting work done quite the challenge. And you know what would be fun, though, is if you have a little task and you want to just bust it out right now, and then we can kind of hang out while I'm cutting. You could be working on a little something, maybe a little art project, maybe you got some laundry to fold. Did you take your meds today? You know, all that good stuff. I was also, oh gosh, story time. I've just been catching up on social media, right? Because I'm so far behind. I haven't been really online in that way, in like the mermaid way, in a really long time. And so I haven't been really catching up with like all the goings on. And of course I missed California MerCon this year because I'm in Canada and I'm not really going to the States at the minute. And I've also just had a lot of personal stuff going on. My husband had surgery and it's just been a lot of things going on. So I haven't been really like out there and catching up. And I was just looking at the California Mermaid Convention and just like in my mind going back in time to, I think it was 2019 when I got to go. And what a beautiful experience and so much fun. Such beautiful merfolk and just, yeah, they really know how to put on a show, you know what I'm saying? So I really do hope I get to go again one day. It would be really fun. I also secretly would love to do another tail design for those guys. I had done one, but my skill set has come a long way and I've learned a lot. And I think it would be really fun to do another tail in that kind of style. But me with my millions of projects on the go, you know how it is. Oh, guys. Oh, my goodness. And I had another custom order come in. It's for a friend of mine. And oh, my word. When I tell you what I have coming up, you guys you're not even ready. Because I don't even know if I'm ready. Like, this is going to be the most wild, literally, design I've ever come out with. I would love for you guys to guess. I'm going to try not to give too many hints just yet. I want to see if you guys can guess just based off how I talk about it or what little tidbits I say. But it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And when I tell you it's right up my alley, adjacent, that might give a few nerds a clue. If you know me outside of mermaiding and know my special interest in things, and but no, it's not specifically that kind of tail, because I have done a dinosaur tail before, which was really, really cool. But the tail that almost took me out, but it wasn't the tail's fault. It was the evil person who ripped me off. I still to this day, like I still am not over it. I'm not over it, you know? Having your work ripped off is a special kind of painful, especially we're living in this day and age where like nothing is safe anymore. You can't post anything. I had heard about what happened to Moonsong Magic, and it's just like, it's so distressing. Like, what are we doing, guys? You know? What are we doing? I hope you guys kind of like the rambly hangout sort of a video. Let me know if you do. If this is up your alley, just me chatting about community stuff and tail making, and if that's up your alley, let me know. I'd like to know. I do still absolutely love this. And yes, also, I've had a few people ask about my ebooks because I think you've seen me mentioning them, and they are back. And that is entirely the Patreon pod's fault. That is entirely the Patreon pod's fault. That community is unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a group. What a group. I don't even know. Some of the members from that community who have stuck with me through all of my ups and downs and all of the ins and outs and all of the shit is it's kind of wild. And I am and will always be very grateful for the kindness. Like, can we just please? 'Cause like, I can't breathe over here. I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. The client had such a good idea. Like, this was such a cool idea. And I can't wait to kind of go over the reference and talk about the design of this tail and like what elements came from what. And because there are specific references in this and different things that I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. Hey, don't slide. You're sliding. Stop sliding. There we go. It's trying to escape me, the little monster. How dare you? I've been very fortunate with the last two tails. I'm quite grateful. The company that I use is a Canadian-based company. And before you go and ask me exactly who it is, out of respect to the other maker I know that uses this company, the two of us have kind of agreed, like, okay, for our own sanity, let's, you know, so let me give you the sort of the history of why I don't share stuff like that. So once upon a time, I was just getting my business off the ground. And at the time, I was sharing everything. I'd share absolutely every detail of what it is that I'm doing, how I'm doing it, where I'm doing it, all of that. And once upon a time, I made the mistake of sharing my fabric supplier, which is not the same anymore, for what that's worth. But once upon a time, I did that. And I, for months, was no longer able to get my fabric. And the panic and anxiety and stress that caused me was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And I don't love that for me, you know? And I don't really want to have to go through that again. Right? So I hope you guys will understand. The key to finding yourself a fabric printer, though, if you want the kind of goods on that, is to Google sublimation printing and then wherever you're located. Like, sublimation printing on fabric would be ideal, but these companies all kind of know each other and talk, and if you find one and they're like, no, well, we don't do that, they might know somebody else that does do it. So I know it pisses me off that I can't share that as well, but it just took one unfortunate fiasco that kind of ruined it. And isn't that always the way? I do feel like that's kind of always the way. Okay, we are almost at the very end of this. You never want to let the fabric overlap while you're cutting it, because you might accidentally just whoop right through the whole thing. And I'll tell you, that's enough to send anybody off the deep end. I also, because I wasn't totally sure, I did the measurements for the arm fins in a slightly different way for these, so I actually printed off 2 different sizes for the little finnies, just in the off chance that the ones that I printed were a little bit too big. So we'll see. It's just a little, like, maybe 10%, 12% smaller, so I love the ASMR for this. When I was little, I used to hang out underneath my grandma's big cutting table, and she had one. It was maybe a tiny bit smaller than this one, but it was the same kind of material, sort of a similar vibe, and the scissors had a very similar sound, and it is just so comforting to me. It wasn't the first year that she passed, when she passed away. The sound would just make me burst into tears. And even though it's not something I'd done, like I did that when I was a kid, right? Like, but it still had that feeling, you know? And so I couldn't sew for the longest time after she passed. Oh my God. And I had projects to finish and it was rough. Okay, so now we're gonna get a hanger so that we can hang at least the bodies of the tail. So that looks good. So this is, what is this? This is the back? I think this is the back, yeah. That's the back. Check that action out, hey? Oof! Yes! And then this is the front. Okay. And then I have a rack that I hang this on outside my door. Okay, now we got to confirm that I've got all the right number of fins. This is important. I cannot stress this enough. So that's one big one. This is the big and the small. That's the other small. That is a seam fin. That is the dorsal. Also, scissors can have a mind of their own. Always put those bad boys away, lest you accidentally somehow cut something. Thank you, brain, for that. Okay, so that's one. That's one piece. Okay, this is the other piece, and you can see they're not the same. So this tail has an asymmetrical design. So we've got to pray to God I've got the other piece here, thank goodness. So that's the other piece. And do it like this, because then you actually know, like, yes, I've got this one, and I can't remember which side is which, so we'll just do it like that for now, but I'll obviously check the design before I go crazy. And then the dorsal fin has lovely detailing up at the top. Okay, and that goes like this. Beautiful. Okay, that looks like one arm fin. One of these. So that's good. This is that's another hip fin. And that is the counterpart to this one. So that's one side. Okay, and then this is the other side. There's this one. Perfect. Okay, it looks like we've got everybody. And there's no body fins for this one. There's only seam fins and the dorsal. Perfect. And then this is here and this is here. So we have all of our pieces. Oh, fantastic. Now, to make sure that we don't lose anything or accidentally toss anything in the scrap heap, put those guys in here. Thought I saw something and I was like, oh, no. Okay, like so, and like that, and like this. Perfect. Now I know I've got everything, I've double checked, and that part of the situation is done. Boom. Okay, now it's down to some sewing. So this is going to be a party, let me tell you. So this has already all been pinned. My sewing machine has thread in it. And I just need to sit down and actually do this. And the struggle here, as you'll see, is it's quite thick, which is fine, but it does definitely make the stress levels go up a little bit. So just patience is my number one tip if you're sewing a mermaid tail that thick. Okay. Not sure what happened to my thread. Now, here's where wearing shorts was maybe not my smartest move. Because I still have a scar from the last tail that I stitched because the pin got caught in my leg. And that was fantastic. And I do mean in my leg. That was really painful. Okay, so try and like fold it in on itself as best as you can, because this whole thing has to sit on your lap, right? Nervous laughter. Oh, and then also make sure you have your... Oh, wait. I'm forgetting a monumentally important step. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot. I have to trace out the monofin. Not the entire pocket. Also, when you see how huge this fluke is, like... Good luck to you. We went a little bit ham with the size of this fluke, and I'm not mad about it. Not even in the slightest. I think it's going to be amazing. So I don't do the full pocket. What I'm doing is just to see how far to reinforce. So where will I be using the triple stitch in comparison? So grab my marker, and this is actually a fabric marker, I swear. It's not just a pen. I'm serious, it's actually not. It's heat set, heat reactive. So I will do until here. I will do the 3 triple stitch until about there. I'll do a triple stitch. And then that way, for sure, it's gonna have the support that it needs. Okay, how's the view? Is the view okay? Is the view good? Hope the view's good. Ugh. Oh my God. Okay, deep breaths, everyone. Here we go. You know, my grandmother used to be able to sew full speed and pull pins out as she went. Like, what? What? She was whew. And I do that because I don't have an easy time stepping up. I don't have one of those cool feet attachments to like step over really thick fabric. So what I'll do is I go back and then sew down. It's the only way that I found to make that work. Ugh. On my stories yesterday, I was like, oh, it's not actually that hard to sew a mermaid tail. It's just finicky. And it's true. This is kind of hard, though. Like, this part of it is kind of hard. So, maybe I should clarify. Boy, I really made that a tight squeeze, didn't I? Nervous laughter. Nervous laughter. Oh my God. I think I can. Okay. Oh my God. I'm not freaking out, you're freaking out. That's fine. My whole life just flashed before my eyes. My whole life just flashed before my eyes. Oh my God, did it work? And it worked. Okay, thank God. If I could give you guys a tip for when you get to the kind of peak, the midpoint between each side of the monofin, hold the fabric up and let your machine actually grab it, or you're gonna stretch it and suddenly everything's gonna be slightly askew, or you're gonna get a weird little bit of puckering tension in here. So hold this up, because this is a huge fluke, huge. And let's see how it goes, and it starts to stretch, and if I don't pay attention to that, so like hold it up. Also, just go slow. This spot's not a spot you want to mess up. Believe me, it is not a spot you want to mess up. So just go really frickin' slow. This is not a race, you know? You'd like to think it is, but it's not. Good. And then you kind of over that and it's okay. So much progress is being made. And I can barely turn my neck. So that's okay. It's not okay, but this needs to get done. It's not okay, but it needs to get done. Righty. So before I cut anything now with this sewn, I want to flip it inside out, make sure that everything is kind of lining up. I will obviously cut all of the excess, but I just want to check to make sure that what I have here is okay. And I also want to unpin the fins. Make sure nobody got accidentally sewn into any seams. Okay, so far so good. Holy shit, this tail is cool. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, so the waistband's still not done. That's going to be for another day because I'm going to need to take a break. And we've got nice seam fins. Okay, hold please. Okay, so that looks good. Everything looks great and beautiful with the tail so far. I still have to do the waistband and I have to trim the excess and stitch the monofin pocket for the fluke and all of that good stuff. But I made good progress today. This is hurting quite a bit. So this is what I do. I work until it starts to hurt, because if you work too far into it hurting, then I need days to recover. So what I'm going to do is stop, take a beat, rest for a little bit, cuddle my dog. And then hopefully I will get a little bit more work done today, but this may in fact be all I'm able to get done today. So that's what it looks like. It's not, I can't, you know what I mean? It's an interesting balance. But I'm doing the best that I can, and it's a lot of fun. And when it does work and like things look good and they line up, and I'm really excited for this tail. It's gonna be beautiful once it's finished. So thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed a little office time with me and the small bursts that I'm able to work. And if you did, let me know if you'd like to see more vlog, chatty videos like this one, and I will look forward to otherwise seeing you again in my next video. Bye for now.